Hello, welcome back to another news video, and this video is going to be the news for this week, so sit back, relax and enjoy. And starting off proceedings this week, we have Air India, and then moving on with the Tata Group, which owns Air India, and they are wanting to move away from just focusing on passengers, and also now bringing in some cargo aspects to their fleet, and to consolidate their aircraft. Now, this is not confirmed the airline will be ordering any cargo aircraft, but the airline could be looking into buying aircraft such as the A350 freighter, 777X freighter, and even the current 777 base model as well. But with Air India doing this, the airline would now run a other airline known as probably Air India Cargo with just pure cargo aircraft, no passengers. Now, due to the pandemic, the cargo industry has significantly boomed in the last 4 years, and airlines that didn't operate cargo previously are starting to operate a little bit more cargo to make extra revenue. And Tata Group do say that the air freight market is a market that they should really be getting into. So I wonder what developments we could be seeing out of Air India in the near future. And moving on to the next topic, and the next topic being with the Airbus A321XLR and a cancellation order. Now, the order cancellation comes out of Frontier Airlines, as they're one of the very few airlines that are in the process of pretty much rejigging their entire operations. Now, it did say in a file that it would completely ruin its ideas and pretty much draw a line through the A321XLR ever joining the Frontier fleet and flying with the Frontier livery on the plane. And it did also say that it would convert 18 A320neo aircraft to the A321neo aircraft. And something else that's been coming up in Frontier's headlines is that they will be slowing down deliveries of their Airbus aircraft in the coming future. Now, the airline did say that it would continue to deliver aircraft in 2024, but in 2025, 2026, 2027 and even potentially 2028, deliveries will be pretty much sliced in half. Now, Frontier Airlines is not the only airline that is facing the kind of problems that they are putting into place, as quite a lot of US airlines are also reporting they're having to push back deliveries, not necessarily this year, but in the coming years. And some of the other airlines that have been affected by this is, of course, Spirit and JetBlue. But Frontier are to say that by the end of the decade and going into the next decade, there will be a significant uppour in aircraft deliveries. And moving on to the next topic, and that being with Etihad and their Airbus A380, with the A380 being deployed on its 4th route since the airline reacted the aircraft last year. And if you're wondering where Etihad will be deploying their A380s, it is to Mumbai from the 1st of September 2024, so actually not that far away. Now, I couldn't find much into why the A380 is being deployed to Mumbai, but it's good to see Etihad spreading their wings a little bit with the jet, which means it could be in the fleet for an extended period of time, but it's also showing that Etihad is seeing some strong growth, as the A380 was only supposed to be reactivated for the Abu Dhabi to London route, but then they've seen growth in their Abu Dhabi New York route, which then seen the aircraft, the A380 from April 1st 2024, if I can remember correctly. Do correct me if I am wrong on that. And of course, upcoming from November 1st 2024, of course, the aircraft will be returning to Paris. So obviously Etihad is seeing some strong growth within their network and significant demand on these routes, these 4 routes particularly, if the A380 is being used. And Mumbai is quite a short route for an A380 to be used on, so obviously there must be a significant amount of demand for a flight that's only maybe around 2.5 to 3 hours. But however, this is not the first time the A380 has been sent to the location, as in 2016 the A380 did make the flight over to Mumbai and has had experience and flown the route to Mumbai, so it's not the first time seeing the A380 at the location. So obviously on a lot of routes where the Etihad A380 did fly to pre-pandemic, they seem to be picking up a lot of attention again, and the A380 seems to be returning to the locations. So now it's kind of wondering if more locations will be added to the list, and of course the A380 in the past to fly to destinations such as Sydney. So it could be interesting to see if the A380 will make a comeback to those destinations. And moving on to the next subject, and it is with an airline closure or temporarily ceasing operations, and that's with jet lines. Now, the airline has temporarily ceased operations due to financial issues. Now, Canada's Jet Lines was a small and the smallest airline in Canada, only ever operating 4 planes during its life, but it did have plans to operate 15 by 2026, so a very ambitious airline. Now, the airline's founding CEO, Eddie Doggle, did resign earlier on, and a temporary CEO was put in, but from what I can gather, no permanent solution was found, and the person that was supposed to, or was acting at the airline, did resign. That being as of the 15th of August 2024. But the airline has also sent out a statement. With the statement reading, the company has pursued an available finance achievement, including strategizing transactions and equalizing and debt financing. Unfortunately, despite those efforts, the company has been unable to obtain the financing required to continue operations at this time. Now, they are the third Canadian holiday airline or low-cost airline to go bankrupt or to shut down within the last year, coming in the likes of Lynx Air and Swoop. Now, of course, Lynx Air is ceasing operations at the earlier starts of this year, and of course, Swoop ending operations in October 2023. Now, as I said previously, the airline was not a massive airline, only actually was Canada's smallest, again as I said previously, only ever operating 4 planes. And so the staff wasn't massive and not a lot of holidaymakers were abroad with the airline, since the airline, of course, has now folded. Now, this is only a temporary shutdown, but again, there's a chance that the airline could come back, but it's not looking likely, and this is the second airline to go bankrupt within the span of about 2 weeks after following Rex's jet network. So this is definitely sad news coming out of Canada and for the Canadian aviation industry.